Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Esports Canada broadcast. We are continuing with the Toronto Hearthstone Open, and we're going right into the winner's final match. This is Rev versus Zays, and we're hoping to have a fantastic match here with a Paladin and Warlock matchup. Let me introduce Brian, Boxer13. If you'd like to talk about the mulligans quickly, sir.
Hi, my name's Boxer. So yeah, it's gonna be Warlock Giants versus Pally. Very standard Paladin deck. It looks like just from his mull here. He wants to keep the True Silver. Makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, that's a really good opening hand against this deck. If he plays any Giants early, they're just gonna be shut down to 1/8s and basically dead cards.
Those Elder Peacekeepers so incredibly strong. Looks like a first turn pass. Thought about using that coin. And here comes our Warlock Ancient Watcher play, setting him up to get that Sunfear Protector out next turn if he so wants.
Yeah, that's very standard. Most people would just life tap there, but that's a fine play. Yeah, like Paladin's not really. He's just gonna make a token here. He doesn't really need to play anything. It's more of a control game. He just wants to wither out his opponent, and if he's any low on life, he probably has a lot of life gain in the late game. So it's all about getting to the late game for this Paladin.
Well, and here we go. More aggressive play from the Warlock. Why bring up the taunt when I can bring up the silence? And there we go. That 4/5 now attacking into the face. Paladin's got a ton of options here. He can even Tazdingo. He can Peacekeeper. But let's see. He could even True Silver Champion if he wanted to with coin. And he's going to think about this play for a little bit of time. What would you do in this situation, Boxer?
Well, I mean, I know the matchup well, so I probably want to save the Peacekeepers for Giants and nothing else but the Giants.
Makes sense.
In this case, I think maybe just a coin Twilight isn't a bad play, but he does have a few options here.
Get that big 4/8 or so out on the board.
He's
right
thinking
away.
about the Peacekeeper here a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of health you're going to get in. You'll probably kill a lot of things. Yeah, so that's the play he went with.
That 4/7. There she is. Let's see the response. There is a Sylvanas in the hand and another silence. Ooh, is he going to throw that silence into it? I mean, that 4/1 becomes so much weaker.
Yeah, I mean, he could just play the owl and kill it with the other owl and hit 4 directly.
A little scary to have none of the silences left so early, because you'd love to run one into a Tyrion Fordring, which you expect to see in a Paladin deck, but he's going to go for it. Or is he? Yep, there it is, and it's locked in. Becomes that 4/1, trades that owl body for it. And got enough mana for the life tap, is he? Oh, brings up the taunts. Again,
I don't know about
really?
that.
Yeah, well, and he's thinking about it as well. But Rev really not the fan of the early game life taps. And playing it out a little bit differently. Although, because this is tournament mode, players having a little bit more time to think about their turns than they would normally. And he's hesitating.
Yeah, I feel like life tap is the... Yeah, I feel like life tap is the proper play here. Okay, there he goes. I feel like Warlock, even though it's control, I kind of feel like he wants to beat him in the early game, not take this too late, because I think Paladin has a lot more options when it comes into the later game.
It looks like there's this deck is going to be running a good number of heals. There's those Peacekeepers. There's Faceless Manipulators. There's a lot of the answers to the Giants that the Warlock would be able to throw out. You're quite right. That late game is going to be a little bit scary. Let's see here. Still not an immediate answer to that 4/5 in this hand. How would you play it at this point?
I mean, that 4/5 is a big threat, but he like you said, he doesn't have an answer for it. Playing the True Silver Champion isn't really going to do anything. I mean, he could kill the owl with it, but the Shield Master is going to achieve the same thing. As long as he doesn't have removal, he can kill the owl for free and keep out the Shield Master.
Well, Shadow Flame's in the hand, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing Paladin dropping down multiple minions anytime soon. Lots of removal for this Warlock, and really a bit of a balanced hand. Lots of removal. We've got a Sylvanas potential for next turn, and we've still got that Sudden Fear Protector to drop out taunts, and of course the potential to life tap. So see how he wants to look at this, and you're just going to throw up that Drake while he's still got a decent amount of cards in his hand. Although he's going to think about it for a little bit.
He's probably thinking about the Shadow Bolt. Shadow
Yeah.
Bolt into Tazdingo, kill it with Owl and tap. That's not a bad play at all. I mean, he's got so much health. He should try and build up an advantage when he can.
It makes absolute sense to get those cards in hand, and that owl body isn't so useful. I mean, it is a full token, but he's really already paid for himself with that silence. And even though this could be seen as a 2-for-1, you get the life tap to balance it out, and we get the
Yeah,
cheapest
that's-
removal of that Tazdingo as possible. So there we go. Ooh, and a Siphon Soul is going to come up for him. That's a powerful card against anything big that Paladin might play.
Yeah, that's what you want to use against that Tyrion. Even though you give him the weapon, I mean, you don't really have any other option. That's probably the best. It kills the bubble from the Divine Shield and kills the creature, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, looks like he's still in that situation where he doesn't quite have any immediate 5 damage potential. This Ancient Watcher has been doing work. That early silence on him, very effective, and to the point now where we're going to get that Peacekeeper play. I feel like if the Peacekeeper play was going to happen now, it probably should have happened earlier, but I can see how he wanted to try to save that for something else.
Yeah, you're completely right. He does want to save it for something else, but in this situation, he's taken so many hits from that 4/5, and he doesn't have an answer to it, and he still doesn't have an answer to it. So, I mean, although he wants to save it, it is the right play to bring that down because his life is getting very low.
Yeah, just one of those situations where, I mean, ideally he would have played it earlier if he had known, but was just hoping to top deck into some answers, and no answers had come up. Definitely, again, this Warlock hand giving him so many different options. And it looks like we're just going to go for the safe, solid Twilight Drake, get another big body out there.
Right. I feel like if he's gonna Drake, he's probably gonna end up life tapping, so he should have life tapped first and then Drake.
Looks
Oh,
like
no,
the
he's gonna
Sunfear
put
Protector. Is it just going to be on the 1/5? Although with Dancing Minions bug, it's hard to know what ends up happening. I kind of like putting it on just the 1/5 and leaving the Drake safe for a little bit longer, but because he's not in any threat of actually dying. His health's up so high. We'll see how he plays it. I like that. What do you think about that play?
No, that's a really good play. I mean, the Ancient Watcher has a lot of health, so giving the Twilight Drake taunt just makes him a target, right? This way,
Exactly.
at least he's got a shield in front of him, and he doesn't have to take too much damage this turn.
Exactly.
Especially if the Paladin has another silence, which I don't know. He's played both owls, so I highly doubt he's running something else.
That would be unusual to be seeing Spellbreakers and Owls in that deck. That'd be one heck of an interesting setup. And let's see what comes out. We can see that our Paladin going to throw up the True Silver Champion. That's a straight answer to that 1/4 taunt. And maybe that was perhaps the one counter to think about. But eats up the charge. A little bit of decent trades here from our Paladin, but still that 4/7 up on the board, and again something that is going to have to be dealt with. And we'll see the 7 mana play. Is he going to Sylvanas? How does he want to do this? At 19 health, you have to expect that the
He's got
Paladin's
him at low
heal.
life. Like he's feeling it. He feels like maybe he can win because he's got the Leroy there, but there's still some time to go.
Yeah,
And-
Hellfire doesn't seem like an ideal play because it leaves his Drake to die to the final charge of the True Silver Champion, and you're not getting too much value just killing really 2 health in play. So here's the life tap at the start of the turn to hopefully give him a better out or a better play. And Harvest Golem isn't that, but it is a decent card, and we'll see what he drops down with his 5 mana here.
Yeah, like you said, Hellfire will just make him die to the True Silver. Though, I mean, he will hit the damage, right? He gets the extra 2 damage off. So he does go with that play. I don't think Harvest Golem would have been that much worse. Like, I think it would have been a maybe, I wouldn't say better, but equal play.
Yeah, equal play, a little bit slower, safer play. and with that Hellfire, a little bit more aggressive and going for that kill. Excuse me, risky type play. And we'll see. This Paladin now starting to get a little bit nervous. He's down to 12 health. He doesn't know that, I mean, potential of 2 Soul Fires and 4 damage on the board, or a Leroy, or power overwhelming. There's so many combinations that can kill him easily. And so he finishes off that board threat and gets his heal back up.
Yeah, he heals up. It's really nice. Usually in mountain giant, just warlock giant, sorry, in general. Leroy isn't really a card that's run in this deck, so that is a big surprise damage. So it's a good thing that he's healing here. But in this situation, you kind of don't want to use the Siphon Soul, but he doesn't really have too many options.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's no real immediate option. Sylvanas doesn't really solve the problem at all. His, Shadow Bolt doesn't help. Harvest Golem doesn't help. He's still too high health, surprisingly, to get his Molten Giant in the game at all. And he's thinking about that Sylvanas, but it doesn't seem like it's the right play. Life Tap and then Siphon Soul if nothing comes up seems like the approach.
That's exactly the way I was thinking, because it looked like he was going to play Siphon Soul. He's going to have 2 mana, so again, he should be life tapping before he plays the card, just to look at other options.
Yeah, Defender Vargas doesn't help him in this situation, but might help him later on. Wow. Interesting approach, because that...
Maybe he's just trying to get some damage off. Maybe he thinks another True Silver can come out and his opponent will capitalize on. Oh no, because this still have 1 health. He can't even kill it. Yeah. I don't know if this is weird.
I mean, I know we like to get Sylvanas out early and whatnot, but it's not sure how this is going to work. But again, so now our Paladin, now Zivs is sort of in a bit of a spot as well. Does he face this Manipulator? That would be an interesting play.
Has a lot of options here. It's tough. It's very tough. He doesn't want to play that giant because then Sylvanas could take it, right? So
no, not at all. And even just Faceless Manipulator, Sylvanas kills Sylvanas. It's a little buggy, but there's a good chance that then the Warlock Rev ends up with his 5/6 body there. So we'll have to see. He's thinking about it. What's the correct play? Is the correct play even just a slow play? Does he just drop a token? Does he throw down an Accolade and just kind of chill and let Sylvanas sit out there? But it's such less health, I guess the potential of 5 damage coming in plus any surprise damage from the Warlock might be lethal.
Right, and that's what he's worried about. He's worried if he leaves that out there, he can take a lot of damage next turn. But yeah, he's thinking about the token. He feels that's his only out. Like, Sylvanas maybe steals the token.
Is he gonna do the?
I throw down a couple of extra targets for Sylvanas here.
Just throw down. Yeah, here we go. A couple of extra. He's thinking about it. There we go. Okay. Oh, and actually not going for it.
Yeah, he's gonna avoid it altogether. He's telling he wants Rev to come into him.
Yeah, and he's activating that race mode at this point with both players down to only that 15 or so health.
Right. Oh, let's see. Rev has lots of cards in hand. See, this is the thing. It's not ranked, it's not arena, so these players have a lot of time to think, right?
Absolutely.
So he's gonna take his time. He's gonna figure out what he should do here. He's looking at his opponent hand, counting the cards.
And we can see that absolutely. I mean, Rev's sitting on a fairly significant card advantage, and just needs to get. Oh, well, no, here we go. Just a straight up attack. So he's decided how his play is going to come out, and it looks like.
Wow.
Leroy.
This is very aggressive.
For the surprise damage.
I feel like you want to save that for the game, not just play it out.
Is he going to Shadow Flame Leroy right after and clear the board? What an interesting play.
Oh, that's an amazing play.
Yeah, that's huge. That is huge, and I didn't see it immediately. And I'm impressed at that play.
Yeah, that
Completely
6
clear.
attack on Leroy, just enough to kill out his opponent's creature
Oh,
there.
but the top deck of Tinkmaster, I don't know. If we can turn Sylvanas into a 1/1 squirrel, maybe there's a possibility he can keep himself alive. Faceless Manipulator and then Tinkmaster that
Oh,
Sylvanas
that's
could be
huge, yeah.
interesting. But no, I mean, just to go back to that play, completely solving the board situation was that Leroy play and getting that damage in. This Warlock is in trouble. I mean, he does have the consecrated quality. He has a giant he can play. He has what seems like so many answers, but he's at 5 health, and that is a scary
No,
situation.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He can't take damage, so he needs to get rid of the card.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
he's really thinking about it here.
Oh no, so he is gonna
I,
face this manipulator. I mean,
he
there's a
wants,
chance.
but
There's a chance that Sylvanas stays at a 5/5 and then just kills him. I
right,
mean,
exactly.
50-50 does not seem like what you want to run your game
Yeah,
at
you
after
don't
all
want to
this
go
work.
50-50, but you also, I mean, what is he going to do? Equality consecration and then play the youthful? Like, he doesn't really have options after that, too. He'll kind of be behind, I feel. You kind of don't want to gamble it, but at the same time, kind of be in a really good position if he does gamble at it and it works in his favor here.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes coin flip is what you need to do. And oh wow, he's not gonna face his manipulator first. He's just gonna take master.
Okay, and now
Oh,
he's
it's a
got to play
5/5.
the
Yeah.
Peacekeeper.
Well, he could equality consecrate if he really wanted. He's
Oh, he's
gonna
gonna
bring
bring
that.
it back and play it again? I would definitely not do that.
Well, he
Yeah,
might
the
bring.
quality consecration here is still good. Um,
Is he gonna peacekeeper it? I mean, yeah. Here comes the peacekeeper. Oh no. Well, he's definitely
no,
thinking.
don't do Brewmaster,
Because he can,
please.
because he can do them both. I mean, he can brewmaster it back, and then he can peacekeeper it, but it saves a tank master for a.
Oh, true, true.
Uh. All right, and that peacekeeper comes out. That 1/5 not nearly as scary, but again, I mean, with 1 damage on the board, a soulfire, there's so many things that
Yeah,
would do 4 damage. So we'll
let's see
see.
what he gets.
Oh, it's the siphon soul. So what does he throw up? He's
Yeah,
got.
I'd probably just life tab so you could get the Soulfire. Come
Oh
on.
yeah. Life tap for the out. Come on. Oh no. Well, he's gonna add up his other options before he does, and make sure that he has that 2 mana to spare.
True.
Because I mean, he could drop a siphon soul, and then he could drop one of it, like his molten giant or something like that. Life tap actually making his molten giant cost 2 less. So, oh, mortal coil. Well, what do you know?
Awesome. Now he should just Mortal Coil.
Does
Yeah, attack the Tink and Mortal Coil it. That's what I would do.
get rid of it. How do we deal with the 3/3? Do we even need to deal with the 3/3?
Well, you see what card
Drop
you
the
get, and
molten.
then you
Yeah.
think from there.
I feel like the Molten Giant and then the Defender of Argus is what we want to spend 6 mana on, anyways. That puts him in a pretty good position with a 9/9 with taunt and a 2/5. I feel like we just play that and then don't even Mortal Coil. Like the 2/5 can take out the Tank Master on his own. But
Well, he's got the brew, right? I mean, Rev doesn't know this, but
mm,
Zeiss has the Brewmaster in his hand, right? It could be a meta type thing here, but I don't know if players are familiar with running a brew in the poly deck. So I feel like if he knows that that's even an option, he would want to kill off the Tink Master with that.
right away. But yeah, ordinarily not too scared by that 2/2 body at all. There is a Black Knight. That was the draw, and obviously going to be useless in this situation. A very, very strong card that we're seeing all over the place, but no taunts. And he'll want to hold on to that because the taunt is something that Paladin might want to be playing sitting on 5 health. Looks like we're going to get our Molten Giant play. I think that it just makes sense to get.
No, if he's gonna do that, he should probably play the Mountain first.
Oh.
Oh no, he's gonna taunt up here for
Yeah, I
sure.
think that's the right way to do it.
And
Although
yeah,
I
I'll
would
probably
have
take
wanted-
back what I said last time too about attacking first with the Dino because I feel like the Mortal Coil could have drawn a Soulfire and then he still would have needed the 1 damage. So he probably did the better play there.
I feel like I would have taunted both, but it's not a horrible option with what he's done. Just get the defender of Argus onto both of the bodies on the board. But so
He's afraid of the Black Knight, right? That's the thing. You kind of want to avoid those situations where you give your opponent a chance to come back because he does. I mean, his opponent is at five life, right? If his opponent has a Black Knight and kills that 8/8, then that's really bad news for him.
well said, well said. So I mean, big game hunter is an option. A quality consecrate is an option for Zev. So we'll see how he approaches this. Quality consecrate is going to leave him with what, the 4 mana, not enough to get much
Yeah, he'll
else
four.
out. Sorry, yeah. Um,
Yeah, he doesn't really have an option here. Oh well, he's got the big game, right? Big game can kill the 8/8.
yeah, but it still
Uh,
leaves, I mean, potentially lethal on the board because his 3/3 can't kill anything else.
exactly. So quality consecration's his only option here.
Seems so. Doesn't quite. It's too bad. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, I've only had one more mana. Faceless Manipulator, that 8/8, and then a Quality Consecrate,
Right.
and all the rest of that.
Well, then he
Oh,
has an
it's
8/1 on the board.
an 8/1. An 8/1 when he's only got 12 health, man. Forces to play. Forces to play. But
Yeah,
no, I
that's
hear what you're
true.
saying.
Yeah, he could be threatening lethal.
And we'll see how it goes. It's a lot of thinking. There is the potential of some money on the line here. I mean, first place at this tournament was is going home with $50, and these players will want to make the right move, and I can respect that, and I can respect as much wanting to just having that experience of learning and being in that. I'm not sure how many tournaments these players have played. I'm sure all of them have. I've spoke to a few of them and they had played online, but to be live, to have a bit of a crowd, as you can see in the camera view of our player. He is wearing some noise canceling headphones. There is a screen. There's a small crowd there. So it's a bit of a different situation than when you're playing at home in your pajamas and that pressure isn't on in the same way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got a lot of people around. You want to show them what you can do, right? You don't want to. You want to play your best. Like
Nobody
you
likes to
lose,
hear,
you
like,
lose, and you're at home. You're like, okay, whatever. Play another game. Do something else.
yeah,
But when you got that crowd around you, you want to play your best. You want to do really well.
absolutely. Now, do you brewmaster back the 3/1? I feel like that's absolutely not what you want to do. But do you brewmaster back the token? I almost felt like that would seem like
No, there's no reason to do that. It's just a token. I mean, it's just there.
he's got the
You
three.
shouldn't really waste it.
Well,
I mean, I see what you're saying to get that extra damage on the board, but even the 6, it's not threatening lethal.
Yeah, there's no real expectation of direct damage, and he knows he doesn't have direct damage in his hand. But here we go. I mean, that Soulfire is the card, but now he's at 1 health off.
Yeah, now he doesn't have
So
that 1
long.
damage on the board.
Oh man.
This is tight.
Wow, a Siphon Soul to bring back a little bit of health. There's dropping that body down, that 8/8 giant, but again that
Well, see, the thing is, he's worried about a true silver, right?
yeah.
So he's thinking, I need to get life here, right? He needs to siphon soul the 3/1 so he doesn't die to the second true silver. But I mean, Zeiss doesn't have it in his hand, but he doesn't know that.
And again, there's always those top decks. So no, but it's scary. It feels so wrong to drop a Siphon Soul on a 3/1, but it can be the right choice, absolutely. And looks like he's gonna make that play, get himself a little bit healthier, and make that board a little less threatening.
Yeah, his only option here now is the Harvest Golem for sure.
Does have
He's looking how many cards he's got left in the deck.
He's got 9 cards, calculating what kind of odds he has to see the outs and the other Soulfire and the other cards that he's looking
Yeah, man wants his Jiraxis
at.
for sure.
Doesn't want your access.
Oh well, you know what? If he did life tap there, it's not the worst play because he does. It gives him 2 chances to draw Jiraxis because the Jiraxis Soulfire is game ending at this point too, right? So life tap isn't really that bad.
No, that's actually a very good observation. Very, very good observation. Um, so we've got our paladin player. He's got his wild pyromancer. That's the first one that's come out of his deck, and he's probably got about 13 or 10 cards or so left in that deck. Doesn't
I
have
s
board presence. Doesn't have an easy way of dealing with this 2/3 harvest golem.
Right, this is a very tough spot for Zeiss here. He doesn't have any life gain. Um, he doesn't have any
Well,
taunts.
if he attacks with the 1/1 into the Harvest Golem, Wild Pyromancer and Consecrates, it's going to kill the Harvest Golem. That seems a lot to blow on a Harvest Golem.
No, that's definitely the right play though. Yeah.
I mean, at least the Harvest Golem's gone, and it keeps him safe. He's still at the 5. He knows lethal damage could potentially be coming, like you said, from a Jiraxis Soulfire combo, from 2 Soulfires, from a whole bunch of different places. And you know what is the play here?
Right, no Soulfires have been played, so I mean Zeiss has to know that Soulfire is there. Like Soulfire has to be there.
It's coming. It's coming soon.
So and you can see it. He's leaning back in his chair now. He's
It's getting distressed. The sweat's starting to pour. And is it gonna token? He's thinking about it. It looks like we're gonna see the Wild Pyromancer play. What do you know? Again, I love these tight endgame situations when you start seeing cards plays in a way that you're like, really? You're gonna blow a Consecrate and all of this just to deal with it? But you know what? It's the right play. You got to keep yourself alive. This Brewmaster, again, I'm wondering if you Brewmaster out.
Brewmaster the token have that extra damage out.
Yeah, I still don't know
Mhm.
what the correct play is. Wow, okay. So again, we've got options. We've got Shadow Bolt. We've got Giants. We've got the Soulfire. Still not quite that lethal.
Right, and again, if Zeiss picks up the True Silver, he's starting lethal right now. So
Siphon Soul again? I don't know.
It's tough here.
It's tough.
He does have the Sun Fury Protector, so now he could just Mountain Giant and Sun Fury Protector here.
That sounds like an incredibly solid play. It's obviously going to be threatening lethal and give him 8 health that his opponent needs to burn through. No obvious expectation of a silence, knowing that the 2 owls were played from our paladin. There's the potential of a Black Knight.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the fact that he has Black Knight in his hand is telling him my opponent has Black Knight, right? And this happened earlier in the game because the turn where he had to make the decision on giving taunt to both his creatures is when he drew the Black Knight. And he's like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't do this because my opponent can have this card as well. And it's still haunting him. That's exactly what he's thinking about right now. He knows if he gives the Mountain Giant the taunt, that Black Knight could come out and the game could be over.
Oh man, it's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. Is he running Black Knight in that deck? And if he is, there's a pretty good chance it's one of those cards that's left in his hand. But it looks like the Mountain Giant's gonna come out. Or not. Let's see.
I mean, his opponent still has the Tyrion in the deck, right? So he wants to save that Siphon Soul. I feel like the Mountain Giant's the only play. Or, I mean, he could life tap and hopefully get his second Soulfire and just
wow. Yeah, we're going down to
That's
6. He's got about a 1 in 6 chance of seeing that second Soulfire, and then he's got another 1 in 7 or 6 chance of eliminating his other Soulfire to finish the game. So, I mean, pretty low odds on that. But let's see here.
Oh, he's gonna value the life here.
And this really is.
I think he's playing too scared here because honestly, if he's got to know Zeiss runs Tyrion, right?
Well,
so
he's got the
has
Black
no
Knight.
answer for Tyrion.
He has the Black Knight.
Soul, so.
No, I mean, he has the Black Knight, right?
Oh, true.
So, I mean, it's, you know, there's still that 15 damage weapon. It's going to kill him over 2 turns. Well, 3, but, I mean, we'll see. Wow, just a plain Sun Fury Protector.
Yeah.
Audio, wow, no taunts. Complete respect to that Oh, wow.
Oh no, I would not do this.
Oh, and then he's gonna hoping to see that second Soulfire, but no.
I would not do that.
Oh
You have to
my
save the
God.
Soulfire. Like, Zai's just drew a Guardian the Kings here. The game's over. Like,
Yeah, any kind of heal comes up, and we don't know if there's land
and then he's
cancer.
threatening losing his Black Knight as well there, right? And we were just talking. You were just saying that that's his only out against Tyrion.
That was, and I hate to use it, but that was a YOLO type play there.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but yeah, he
very
was
risky.
throwing it to the wall there. So you want to face this manipulator on a 2-3.
Well, he hasn't had any play for it, right?
I know.
Oh, what is he doing?
Oh
Wait, what?
no!
What just happened?
GG. Didn't see the answer.
Oh, right. He has no. He has no answer for the 2-3. That's hilarious.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that.
You were so
Is
distracted.
that one life?
Is that
I was
one
so
life? No,
distracted
it's
by
no
the
one
last
doing
play.
it. I love that we're calling this play like questionable, but it was actually perfect.
Oh, that's
Demon
hilarious.
Flickering would have been the answer. Aside from that, that's
Yeah, it
probably the
sucks.
only
He really
company-
didn't draw anything there in the end game. Ended up
Well,
getting a second brew.
what a match! What a match! And really coming down into some really, really tight choices near the end, and even to the point that we're getting a little distracted there. My goodness. Um, do you have any final thoughts on that match? Maybe a recap that you'd like to throw out there, Boxer?
Well, I'm just gonna say, like there were a lot of unorthodox plays towards the end of that match, but they were the right plays in that situation. So it was a great game to watch, and yeah, great game to cast with you. Thank you.
No, it's been awesome and it's been fun having you here. Once again, this is a presentation by Esports Canada. Please check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/esports Canada to see our future events. We'll be running more of these tournaments and events across the entire spectrum of esports games, League, Dota, you name it. And of course, congratulations to our players, Rev and Ziv. And we'll be seeing more of them as we move through this match. Thanks for tuning in, guys.